Section 7.1b. Example 4, $12,000 is invested in two funds paying 9% and 12% interest. The interest earned in 1 year was $1,180. How much money was invested in each fund? With these word problems, when you need to write your own equations, your first step should be to clearly define the two variables. If I use the variables x and y, when I say clearly define, you need to clearly define. Don't just say x is 9%, y is 12%. If you do that, first of all, 9% isn't a variable. X is the amount of money invested at 9%. So it's the money invested at 9%. Y is the money invested at 12%. Two things that defining your variables very clearly at the beginning is going to do for you. First thing, at the end, you can now just say x equals this and y equals this, and I'm going to know what x is and what y is. Where if you don't have your variables defined and you do that, I'm not going to know that you understand what the difference is, and you're going to lose points on the quiz or the test for that. Second thing, and more importantly, is it's going to help you come up with the two equations that you need to solve. If x is the amount of money I invest at 9%, y is the amount of money I invest at 12%, I know that the total amount, x plus y, has to equal $12,000. Our second equation then is going to be based on the interest. Our x account, we are earning 9% interest. Our y account, we're earning 12% interest. And our total interest is $1,180. Use substitution here to solve. If I solve that top equation for x, I get x is 12,000 minus y, and I can plug that in. Distribute, we get 1,080 minus 0.09y plus 0.12y equals 1180. Collect like terms. We get 0.03y equals 100, and y is equal to $333.33. What is y again? Y is defined up here. It's the amount that we invest at 12%. So there's y. Plug back in and find what x is. We know x is 12,000 minus y. X is going to be $8,666.67. Number 5. A business invests $10,000 in equipment to produce a certain product. Each unit of product costs 65 cents to produce and is sold for $1.20. How many items must be sold in order for the business to break even? Well, when we're talking about a business breaking even, the break-even point is always when revenues equal costs. So those are the two equations that we need to come up with here. How much does it cost to operate this business? Well, we need $10,000 right away to invest in equipment. And then it's going to cost another 65 cents for every single item I produce. So we should have defined our variable here. Let's let x be the number of items produced. Our revenue equation then, the money that we take in, the only way we're going to take money in is we're going to get $1.20 for every single product that we sell. Set these two equations equal to one another and solve. Cost equals revenue, and solve. Divide by 0.55 means we should produce 18,182 units. Number 6, between 1983 and 1993, the number of CD players sold was increasing. The number of record players sold was decreasing. The sales are given by these two equations, where S represents the annual sales in thousands, and T represents the calendar year, with T equals 0 representing 1983. When did CD player sales pass record player sales? Looking at these two equations, you should be able to identify which one is the sales for CD players versus the one that is sales for record players. Top one is CD player sales. Bottom one is record player sales. How do we know that? Well, we know CD player sales was increasing, and this linear equation has a positive slope showing it's increasing. Record player sales were decreasing, and this one has a negative slope showing the sales were decreasing. When did one pass the other? Well, we're really interested in when were they equal, because we know as soon as they become equal, if one is increasing and one is decreasing, that the other one is going to pass. So in this case, set the two equations equal to each other. Negative 1700 plus 496t equals 1972 minus 82t. Get everything with a t on one side. 578t. Add the 1700 over. Divide. T is 6.353. That means sometime during that 6th year, CD player sales would have passed record player sales. We know that T equals 0 is 1983. So if I add 6.353 years onto that, we know that sometime during 1989 is when CD player sales passed record player sales.